You know what? I'm so done with StreamYard. Y'all are gonna laugh so bad. I was literally having a full blown conversation for the past 10 minutes. I'm glad I didn't spend more than 10 minutes not realizing I wasn't actually live on YouTube. Apparently, there's a big bright red button in the corner of StreamYard where you have to hit go live. And I literally did a whole spiel of reading about the differences between the meanings of Black culture and, and ghetto fatigue because a lot of people are confused on what I'm talking about. So, in case you missed it, I originally went live on YouTube. I tried to go live with you guys and bring you guys up on the panel to have an open discussion about this sensitive topic that everybody's talking about. And this is part two on StreamYard, since now I have the ability to bring you guys up. But welcome. I literally spent like the last 15, 20 minutes talking to myself. I was so mad. But we got two people in the building who up in here. Let's see. I see two people watching. But if you guys would like to join, I believe I dropped the link already. If not, I showed the link as well. If you guys would like to join me in this discussion, feel free. Um, Everybody is entitled to their own opinion about this very sensitive topic that everyone's talking about. Because I want to know from the people. I want to hear from the horse's mouth what you guys think about this topic here. I also dropped a link inside of the what's it called, the chat box. If I didn't, I will drop the link again. Let me see. Where's the invite, Daily Mobopper? Here we go. Copy. Let me paste the link in here one more time in case you guys want to come on in here. But yeah, I was just rambling my mouth. But I'll read to you guys again if you guys want to know the differences between Black culture and ghetto fatigue, what AI says. I'm going to show you guys real quick. Give me 1 second here. I just had to make myself disappear for a moment. I'm still here. Brace yourselves. I'm just trying to share the screen here in just a few moments. Ghetto fatigue. Okay. So I got my screen up. I'm going to share the screen to show y'all what I'm talking about. Okay. Y'all see the screen? Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to read what ghetto fatigue is according to AI. AI says, according to Google, ghetto fatigue is a term that describes a sense of weariness and frustration, particularly among Black Americans, stemming from the persistent challenges and inequalities associated with living in impoverished or marginalized communities. It's a feeling of being overwhelmed and exhausted by the constant struggle against systemic racism, poverty, and limited opportunities. And then it goes on to say more details about ghetto fatigue, which you guys can read on your own. But I just thought I'd share that little blurb there and just to see what you guys think. Bring myself back up. So now that you guys see the AI generated definition of ghetto fatigue, what are y'all's thoughts? I'm curious. I want to know. Do you guys agree with AI or not? Because I do. In my opinion, in layman's terms, I believe that ghetto fatigue is simply the ghetto behavior of those that are not wanted in certain areas, in certain circles, and certain environments, especially when you're in public. People that don't know how to control their emotions or their behaviors, ghetto fatigue. I honestly wouldn't put color on it because that could happen across all the races. It could either be Black, it could be either white, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, all of them. Because if you look at today's world, you look at society, you think real long and hard. It's not the black culture, in my opinion. I feel like it's honestly, again, people that don't have no home training, that don't know how to stay at home, don't know how to, hold themselves accountable for their actions, point the blame at others, and say it's everybody else's fault but their own. And then they end up going viral for something stupid like Carnival Cruise. All that twerking and shaking and ratchet behavior, folks fighting on the boats and stuff. It's ridiculous. I agree. It happens with all races. Welcome back, Thud. Welcome back. Welcome back. I am so sorry. Oh man, I thought I was on live earlier. I was just talking and talking and talking, and then I realized I didn't press the big red button in the corner. But yeah, I think it's across all races. I feel like we are living in a world where everybody is literally on this notion of I can do whatever I want. You can't do whatever you want to me. Da 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 da. I'm the ruler of the nation. Like I feel like everybody is just on cloud nine, and I feel like it's a mix of uh, drugs. Most of the time, it's probably a mixture of drugs. It's probably a mixture of the alcohol. It's probably also a mixture of just the people in general. I feel like I said, people just don't know how to act. They rather act like animals instead of sophisticated people or human beings. Um, People just don't care. They don't give a damn. Because I've seen some ratchet white people. I've seen some ratchet Hispanic people or Mexican people. And they've used the N word a plenty of times. And in the words, again, one of the greatest comedians of all time, in my opinion, Chris Rock. I love black people, but I hate ninjas. I hate them. I'm the same way. I love black people, but I hate ninjas. I can't stand it. I can't. And it's sad, but it's true. It's pathetic. It's so sad and it's so pathetic. I can't stand witnessing that type of behavior. I can't. Yes, I ended up cutting my vacation short a month ago because I just didn't want to be around the nonsense. Damn. And I feel you. I agree. I feel you on that because nobody wants to be around that bullshit. It's like people are really trying to kick back and relax and chill and cool off and really enjoy their vacations with their families and stuff or by themselves. Because, a lot of people take solo trips. I'm one of them. I just took a solo trip to Baltimore over this past weekend, and I dropped a few clips for you guys to see my little adventure. And Baltimore was nice. Surprisingly, as many negative things I've heard of Baltimore because they do have a lot of crime, they do have a lot of activity, within the community as far as like the people being strung out on drugs and stuff. It's a very nice city, in my opinion. However, you do have to be careful. You just gotta keep your eyes open and your head on swivel. You do, because baby, when that sun go down on that harbor, you better be off that harbor. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I took a little boat trip. I got off the trip, and thank God I didn't witness any type of ratchet behavior. Hallelujah. And as soon as that sun started going down, the YNs started coming out. The young ninjas, the young niggas, they started coming out. And once I started seeing them people walking around with them pooch icy masks on, I said, "Oh yeah, it's time to go. It's time to go. Time to go." I went solo, was trying to relax, but after day two, it all started. Damn, I'm so sorry. Where exactly did you go? I'm curious, cause I'm just like, it ain't even the city no more. It's the demographics of the people. I really think it's literally the demographics of just dealing with a certain community in itself. Like it don't matter where you are. You could be in one of the nicest cities in the world and you're still going to encounter some type of ratchet behavior, unfortunately. That's just the world we live in. I feel like a lot of it has to do with social media. Social media has ruined a lot of that. TikTok, people bringing that where them fans at, that bullshit. I'm so tired of that song. That song is so worn out. And speaking of where them fans at, Carnival had banned people from boarding the boats with fans. You can't even bring a fan on the boat. because it got that bad. And I said, see, it's always that one guy ruin it for good people that don't do nothing to nobody. And now you can't even enjoy yourself. Now you gotta be like statues and shit and just sit there and look at folks. It's sad. I went to Myrtle Beach. I love the oceans and water. I try to go once a year to take a load off. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's cool. That's what's up. Yeah, I feel you on that. Myrtle Beach is nice. I actually been there before once or twice. I actually went there during ooh, this is way back when. I want to say 2011, 2012, when I was stationed in Georgia, long time ago. And I used to go to Orange Crush weekend. They still got it. And they got bike week. Bike week is really, really fun. But from what I heard now, according to my homeboy, who's actually from I think he's originally from Alabama, but he lives in Georgia. He said now Myrtle Beach has went completely to shit. And he said it's gotten a little bit trashier. He said there's a lot more ratchet behavior, and which is everywhere. But he said like you got to be kind of careful. You got to keep your head on the swivel. So I believe him. I guess it depends on what side of Myrtle Beach you on, but he basically told me that you got to keep your head on the swivel down there. I don't know. I haven't been down there in over 10 years, so I definitely wouldn't know. But baby, the only beach I have been to over here recently was Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach is nice. I went there earlier this year when it was kind of cold still when I first got here in February. I haven't been here as far as like summertime. The summer it gets hectic. But I do plan on going down there probably not this weekend, but maybe next weekend. I'm just waiting on the next payday weekend. I also got a free ticket to Busch Gardens. Busch Gardens is doing a promotional summer sale for all military and veterans across the nation. If you sign up for, you don't even have to sign up for a membership. You get a free admission ticket to Busch Gardens. Hmm. You were stationed in Georgia? Yes, I was. A long time ago. Long, long, long time ago. Excuse me. Throat's itchy. Excuse me. Allergies are killing me right now. But yeah, I was stationed in Fort Gordon, Georgia, a long time ago. But now it's called Fort Eisenhower. They changed it. It's in Augusta, Georgia. I don't know if you've ever been, but it's a nice little base. It's like a what do you call it? IT. It's for like the IT soldiers, the computer soldiers. It's a trainee base for IT and cybersecurity soldiers. But my job wasn't IT. I was an admin person in the army, long time ago. But yeah, it was a nice little area because the beach was only 3 hours away. You was closer to, I want to say Savannah or Myrtle Beach. I think they're about the same distance. I want to say Myrtle Beach was about 3 hours, and I want to say Savannah was about 3 hours as well. That was a very nice area too. I enjoyed Savannah. I actually miss Savannah a lot. I love going out there to Tybee Island. I loved it out there. Oh, you from Atlanta? Okay, been in South Carolina for 3 months. Okay, how you liking South Carolina? How's it treating you? It's all right. I've been in South Carolina many a times. That's where I had boot camp. Boot camp I was in old relaxing Jackson, Fort Jackson, South Carolina, long time ago, late 2000s. I signed up around 2008. And after boot camp, my first duty station was old El Paso, aka Fort Bliss. I hated it. Ooh, I couldn't stand that base. Ugh. It was miserable. It was hot. It was boring. It was damn near Mexico because the border's right there. But I made some cool friends, and to this day, I actually talked to a couple of them from that base. To this day, surprisingly, they still talk to me from time to time. I got a lot more on Facebook though than anything. But out here, I only know a couple of people. My homeboy and I that were stationed in Georgia, he's out by DC now, working on a contract job. And then my homegirl that I used to work with in the call center, she's about a couple of hours away from me. So I got a couple of people that I know from way back when nearby. So I'm technically not really alone over here, but I'm in Virginia now. That's home, baby. But I was originally born and raised in Texas. Texas is my home. But I left Texas earlier this year to come and move. So I got tired of the nonsense. I was tired of that bullshit down there. The Jim Crow shit got old. LOL is different, but a lot slower. Working for the state. Okay, that's what's up. That's cool. Yeah, I used to work for the state a long time ago too. Now I'm just a boring old contractor working with the Navy guys and stuff. I work at a recruiting station. It's fun. I enjoy it. I love it. I love working with all the people that come in and out. Um, just learning how they work and just learning how, they recruit folks. I think that's really cool. Just seeing the recruiting side of it's really cool. And I'm just an admin person over there, personnel coordinator. But yeah, it's real chill. I like it. Really like it. It kind of reminds me of the old days a little bit, but the old days with the Army are completely different than the Navy. I can tell you that right now. It's a really huge difference. Army, yeah, they're a little bit more aggressive than other branches. I did not have the best experience. And even when I worked as a civilian for the National Guard, people a long time ago, it was the same BS. I said, "Ooh, I feel like I'm in the Army all over again. I don't like this shit at all." And then when I started working with the Navy guys this year, I said, "Oh, I see why they're so different. Now I get why everyone tells me, oh, I'm sorry. When they hear that I joined the Army, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. They have it made. They really do have it made. Thank you for your past services. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, they treat their people well. I can tell that the differences between each branch that I've seen, yeah, I can tell like they really care about their people. Now, don't get me wrong, you're going to have drama wherever you go, but I feel like compared to other branches like the Air Force, the Marine Corps people, and all them other people, the top two, in my opinion, just looking from experience, Air Force and Navy, they're real chill, real chill. And the way that they talk to each other, they're very highly respectful of each other. I love the way that they talk to each other. Um, as far as the Army, Marine Corps, I've never worked with the Marine Corps either. Don't plan on to, but yeah, that's a different breed. They're rougher. They don't seem like they care too much about their people. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. Um, and they're very, into themselves. It's like if it's not my way, it's the highway. That's their mentality. But yeah, it's a different world, different breed. And Space Force, I don't know shit about that. That's some bullshit that's new and made up, in my opinion. I've never seen those guys. People ask me all the time, like, have y'all seen the Space Force people before? And I'm like, hell no. To this day, I don't even know what they look like. That's the sad part. I've only seen Coast Guard people, Navy people, Army people, Air Force people, and Navy people. I've never seen the others. I think they hide in a boiler room or some silly shit somewhere in a damn basement. I don't know. I hear that a lot. Had I not played college football, I would have gone into the Marines. Oh no, baby, no, you don't want that. No. And it's just like I respect the people that go into that bullshit. I really do. But I'm just like, you gotta be some type of a crazy to go to somewhere like the Marines. I'm sorry, you gotta be some type of crazy. No offense, but that is the worst of the worst. They say the Army is the worst. No, Marines is the worst. I don't give a damn. Nobody say. Because, see, they deal with the land and they deal with the sea. So you're dealing with water and land. That's worse. That's way worse. You got to swim and you got to run. Hell no. See, Army, you just dealing with land. You ain't got to worry about water. Navy, all they do is water. Now, if you don't like boats, you don't like to be out in water 24/7, that might not be for you. Because from what I was told, then the sailors basically explained that their boot camp is in Chicago, Illinois. And after boot camp, they have to stay at sea. They call it shore duty. And when they're on shore duty, they're stuck out there for like 6 months at a time. That's a long time to be on shore duty. And it's kind of like a deployment. So, like, just think about it. Imagine how those people feel looking at water every day they wake up. No other people, nobody in the outside world, just them, the boat, and the water. Can you imagine being at sea that long, 6 months at a time? And then I seen their brochures of like the inside of the ships and like the bunk beds. They look like jailbird beds. I'm sorry. I'm not sleeping in no bunk bed that's like the size of a damn crevice this small, and I'm looking at the ceiling, and I ain't got no room. And then the craziest part of it all, besides shore duty, I learned is that they have what's called 24-hour duty, which is similar to the other branches where they protect, the ships and stuff. But their stuff is way worse than our stuff. I thought our stuff was bad. When we had 24-hour duty, we guarded the barracks. We just played babysitter. We babysat grown ass kids who didn't know how to act in the barracks at nighttime just to make sure that people were civilized. But their definition of guard duty is taking turns 24 hours and then literally going to work within that same 24 hours and being up damn near 36 to 40 something plus hours. That's crazy to me. I was just like, hell no. I would have cried doing this silly shit. I said, I'm so glad I did not join the Navy. So glad. Because I was close. I was this close until the stupid recruiter I spoke to that time ran me off talking about people drowned in boot camp and there's no chance of survival and all this BS. He was just lying. He didn't want me to join. I think he did it on purpose because I was black. Oh, you saw it on the movie Men of Honor? Yeah. That's a good movie. I haven't seen that movie in a minute. That's a classic. But yeah, Cuba Gooding Jr., he played the role out of that damn movie. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy work. And you got to be careful too on the ships because depending on what kind of ship it is, people easily get injured. Like, people be losing limbs. They lose a leg easily, just like Cuba Gooding Jr. He lost his leg in that movie. Like, people don't understand when they be grabbing the ropes and stuff and the anchors from the ship. That's a dangerous job. Like, people really have to use their upper body strength. Like, you got to be really knowing what you're doing and paying attention. But I actually had a cousin of mine who joined the Navy. I don't know if she's still serving, but she seemed like she liked this. She made a career out of it. I think she did almost about 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. And I got another couple of cousins in the Army. Two of them retired, very high-ranking officials. One of them was a command sergeant major, which is like the top of the top of the top of all the enlisted people. And now she's like a fitness instructor. She does like all this fitness stuff and living a retired life. The other one, he was a chief warrant officer. I don't know what level he was, but he did about 30 plus years in the Army. And now he's an ROTC instructor somewhere in Vegas. But yeah, that scene looked so real when he lost his leg. Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah, that movie was crazy. Robert De Niro, man, he made me so angry in that movie. I ain't gonna lie, like the way he played that role, I was just like, ooh, he just makes you want to think he's really racist. But fun fact, in case you haven't known or y'all don't know, Robert De Niro was actually married to a black woman for the longest. He's very unracist. He just happens to play a lot of racist roles apparently. But yeah, his first wife he was married to, he was married to her for a very long time. But now I think he's with some young white girl. I'm not sure who he's with now, but he had a baby recently with her. I was like, ugh, that's gross. Yeah, yeah. He was married to a black woman. Actually, I think he was married twice to two different black women, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, she was like 10 years younger than him or something like that. And I don't think they had any children together. I could be mistaken. If they did, I don't remember. But I think he does have a half mixed half breed kid. I just can't remember. You'd have to Google it. But I know for sure that his new girlfriend slash baby mama, which I think was a money grab because he just wanted somebody to be with. He didn't want to be alone because he's old now. He had a baby with her. She a young white girl, I believe, or a young Asian girl. I don't know her nationality, but she had a baby with Robert De Niro. I want to say about a year ago, and that man is almost 80 years old. Sick. Yeah, and the girl was like in her 20s. I was like, ew. Same thing with what's his face, Al Pacino. Al Pacino had a baby sometime last year as well, or the year before that, with a real young girl. I don't know what's wrong with these men, but they crazy as hell. But anyway, back to the topic. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, I just feel like we're just at a point in the world where people really could care less about what you got going on and your well being and all that good stuff. Um, my other question I forgot to ask you guys: what do y'all think that we could do to preserve Black culture? That's the biggest question of them all that nobody can answer. What do you think we can do to preserve the Black culture? Or what can we do to improve the Black culture experience, whatever you want to call it? I want to know. I'm surprised that y'all not clicking the link. Y'all can come up and talk. I mean, I've been talking my head off all night. It don't bother me none at all. I'm just saying, like, y'all are more than welcome to talk. But I'm curious, like, what can we do? I'm all ears. I'm all ears. All ears. Because I'll give you about another 20 good 30 minutes and then I'm hopping off and nobody comes on here. Because I really want to hear people's opinions. I really do. um, I don't know. I just feel like we got to get it together, people. We got to get it together. Um, I don't know. I feel like we can't really save Black culture. We can't really preserve it. That would turn into an argument. You're right about that. It might turn into an argument. You might be right about that. Because I feel like now we're in a space to where everybody doesn't want to like be open to people's opinions. People don't want to be, non-biased. People are too busy being biased, and it's a hectic roller coaster we're going through. I mean, as far as the ghetto fatigue, what can we do to improve that shit? That's what I need to know. That's another question. What can we do to improve ghetto fatigue? What can we do to improve the ghetto ratchet unnecessary behavior that we don't care to be by or stand by or be nearby everywhere we go? What can we do? Because I know in public spaces you have no control of ghetto fatigue. It's everywhere. But when you're in confined spaces like a boat, a cruise, or somewhere like a resort, a hotel, you have some leeway. You have some power to say something. But I just feel like a lot of these different brands out here, they're gonna have to start rebranding because Carnival, they're trying to rebrand, but they miserably failed. I hate to say it. At this point, in my opinion, I would say take your ass on an all-inclusive resort with all adults and no children, somewhere that's so high and so expensive that cannot attract the ghetto behavior, somewhere that's so unbearable and so far away that they cannot go there to afford the damn quality. Because I feel like a lot of people that are around those type of spaces and circles is because it's affordable. It's easier to attract, the po folks or the ratchet folks that you don't want to be around when the ticket prices are low. That's how I feel. But baby, when the ticket prices are up and they don't want to pay the memberships, oh, they're gonna stay away. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Think about it. How many of our people could you sit down with and have a conversation about how their behaviors were in public without them getting upset or defensive? You know what? You right about that. You hitting on something because people will get defensive. Um, I agree. I mean, people always get in their feelings over the littlest things. I don't know why. And it's just like we're all grown adults. You know what I mean? Like yeah, he said, Thad says he agrees, go somewhere where it's super expensive. Sometimes you have to pay for peace. Exactly. I'd rather pay for peace and quiet and relaxation than pay for some ghetto hoopty behavior that just hooping and hollering and fighting for no reason at all. Innocent people that ain't got nothing to do with their bullshit. I'd rather be somewhere so expensive at this point and call it a day. Because at least you know they're not going to be over there. Because I noticed like a lot of these places, like the cruise ships and stuff, they got all these bullshit memberships where they get half off on a trip and stuff, and that's nice. It's nice to make it affordable for people, and that's cool. But just know what that comes with. Just know it's gonna come with something you don't want to look at. Because I'm gonna tell you what gets on my nerves. Now, I'm not a fan of the bonnets. Okay, I cannot speak all the time because sometimes I do wear my bonnet, but most of the time when I do wear my bonnet, it'll be at home in the precious comfort of my home, not in public. Because one thing about me, if I'm at home and I done took a good old hot shower, oh, I'm gonna pop on a bonnet every now and then. You'll see on my videos. But in public, no, you ain't gonna catch me with a bonnet on. No. Home. Home. That's the other thing I cannot stand. And I've seen people who are non black people who are actually white people out here wearing bonnets. Can you believe it? Now, I cannot believe that other people of the rainbow wear bonnets. I feel like at that point they're trying to copy of our people or something. I don't know, or they're just trying to fit in. I don't know. And then the dialect, the ghetto tones that they use, the way that they talk. It's like, what are you trying to prove here? Are you trying to fit in because you ain't got no friends, or are you just trying to prove a point that you're just as ghetto as the rest of the community? Like, what is it? That's what I need to know because I'm confused on everything that I've seen and witnessed out here. And I'm gonna tell you, baby, certain parts of Virginia you do not want to be in, especially parts like Norfolk, Newport News, Portsmouth. You definitely don't want to be over there. No, mm-mm. Day or night, you're gonna encounter ghetto fatigue, 24/7. And even over here where I'm at, all the way up in Richmond, you're going to see some ghetto fatigue in certain areas. But over here, it's more like a college town. So it's like we have pockets of bullshit in certain parts of the city. So depending on what side of town you're on will determine the behavior you're going to encounter, unfortunately. See, I'm on the west side of town. We don't see that bullshit. But when I hop on the south side of town, the east side of town, whenever I'm door dashing, oh, I see it all the time, baby. The winos, the homeless, it's awful. But yeah, I just never understood the bonnet shit. The thing that pisses me off is not the fact that they're only in public, but they have the nerve to wear that bullshit at the airport. One thing about me, I'm definitely not popping on a bonnet at the airport. Oh no. That shit right there, that shit pisses me off. You have time. I don't care how early your flight is, but you have all the time in the world to get yourself together and look presentable at the airport. I don't care where you're flying, okay? At least make an attempt to look like something. Make an attempt. Don't just sit up here and think, oh, well, I'm at the airport. It's early. I don't give a damn. Blah, 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 blah. Like, no, that mentality is so washed up. Oh my God. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen the bonnet patrol at every airport I flew in, and white folks was just staring at them, looking at them all crazy, trying to figure out what planet they come from. It's sad. I'm so serious. Like, I'm just like, dude, like, why? Why? I can see it maybe if you're elderly and you got a nice little Erica Badu scarf on or something, something very eclectic, like African, like, okay, that's cultural. That's cultural. But when you have on Nene's bonnet, like you just rolled out of bed, and you got rollers in your head, because some of them be having rollers in their head with that shit on, and you just walking in the airport just looking like anything. And I'm talking like anything. I've seen girls with hoochie coochie Daisy Duke shorts on, flip flops, half their titties out. It's sad. And I'm just like, why? What are you trying to prove? It's not appropriate, especially when children are present. It's not appropriate. No, hell no, it's not appropriate. You know, I'm just saying, like, why do people do this? That's my question. Why do people think it's okay to be half naked in the airport and think nobody ain't gonna say nothing about it or stare at them? Cause like I remember one time I was flying into where was I flying into? I want to say Houston, baby. Oh, the ratchetness was out. I seen it all, from the long lashes to the long fingernails that I cannot stand. I hate long fingernails. To the long weaves all the way down to their back of their butts. To the half nakedness. OMG. It's bad. It's bad out here. That's why I've always will admire natural beauty. Such a turn on to see a lady wear her natural hair and no makeup, but I guess that's another story. Amen. You're right about that. I'm the same way. If you can at least, you know, keep it natural or keep it presentable, you ain't gotta have a pound of makeup on to look like a clown. All I'm saying is you gotta look halfway decent, at least. For people to really approach you, because you cannot just be coming out any kind of way. I'm sorry. No offense to the ratchet community, but baby, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better. Because I'm like this. If I see it or I see it from the corner of my eye, I don't even make eyesight with it. I don't make contact with it. Why? Because I don't want no trouble with the bullshit. That's why. Because the minute you look at one of them motherfuckers and they look back at you, they're gonna be like, "What you looking at?" Blah 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 blah. And then all hell gonna break loose like Rasputia from Norbit. A plain example. They're gonna turn into Rasputia and then go the fuck off the mouth for no reason at all. You ain't did nothing to them but look. You can't even look at them. That's the sad part. And it's just like you want to help them, but then you can't because you don't want to offend them. And then on top of that, I be too afraid because I don't want nobody fighting me. I don't want nobody coming after me. Shit. That's why I don't say nothing to nobody when I cross people, when I cross in passings. I don't say shit. Unless I know you very well and you're already with me, I'm not saying shit. Mm-mm. I keep quiet. I just observe and look at the bullshit from a mile away, and I just shake my head. Just like, damn, they know they were wrong for that. They could have did better. Now, some airlines, I will admit, have gotten tighter restrictions. They have. Oh, yes. Some airlines actually came to the conclusion that I want to say it was Spirit Airlines, if I'm not mistaken. They said that they can't really be half naked no more. There's no bathing suits allowed and no halter tops allowed, for the protection of children, I guess. But yeah, oh, Delta is super strict. Oh, I believe it because you know why? Delta don't play them games, baby. Delta wants your money and your privileges because one thing I can say about places like Delta or people like United, oh, they're not gonna play that game. First of all, the ticket itself is already expensive. Let's start with that. The ticket gonna be pricey, so that's a turnoff for most of the po folks of the ratchet community. They ain't gonna go to Delta because of that. You love Delta, yeah, me too. I do too. And then two, they have a reputation. They don't want their reputation tarnished. They have so many big ass sponsorships and deals with so many, different celebrities and stuff. But yeah, paying for peace. Exactly. I'd rather pay for peace than suffer and pay for suffering. Because at this point, I feel like when you fly spirit, you're gonna turn into a spirit. If you fly frontier, you're gonna see a frontier of bullshit. Because let me tell you, the first time I ever flew frontier, OMG, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I'm serious. Like I was flying from, where was I flying from? San Francisco, California, back down to Dallas when I was living in Dallas at the time before I moved out here. And let me tell you, if you catch an afternoon flight on that motherfucker, be prepared for some bullshit. Be prepared. Hell, just checking in is a nightmare. I'm gonna tell you right now, they are rude as fuck. They don't have no type of people care. They're just as bad as spirit. They all have an attitude. They act like they don't want to be at work. And then the worst of it all with Frontier, baby, let me tell you, when they measure, yes, they actually measure your bags. They have a big ass sign that sits right here in front of you. And it literally says on the sign, your bag cannot be bigger than this sign. If your bag does not fit in this little box or this little cart we have set up, you're going to have to check in your luggage. And that cart is like a little 4x4 cinder block that carries like a backpack. And I'm just like, what? Are you kidding me? Yeah, like they're very restricted on the size of your luggage for carry-on purposes. It's nuts. Yeah, Frontier shouldn't even be an airline. I agree. I feel like this point, motherfuckers is just everywhere. And I think the only reason why people still fly Frontier is because they're just as cheap as Spirit. Hell, I flew because of the price. But now I see what people are talking about with Frontier. From the experience that I've seen with somebody cussing out somebody at the counter before they even hit the plane about baggage and shit and fees and all this other type of bullshit. I think they were trying to get an upgrade on the seat, and they were like, "You can't get no upgrade. It's sold out," or something like that. Some Sharkeisha chick, she was rude as fuck to that dude. She was like, "You can't get no upgrade. We sold out." He said, "What you mean you sold out? You can't get no upgrade. We ain't got no space on the plane. We sold out." Like she was just talking like baby talk. And I was just like, who hired these people? Who? That's what I need to know. Who hired these motherfuckers? Because I'm just like, what the hell? What's going on over here? It makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense. I don't get it. Yeah. And Spirit, Spirit was never an option. I never flown Spirit. Don't plan on flying Spirit either. Because I'm going to tell you, just looking at the waiting area where the people sit in the lobby in the airport, I can just look at the grade of the people and tell that's a shitty airline. And that's going to be a shitty flight wherever they're flying to. Because, baby, when I walked by the Spirit terminal that one time in Dallas, all I saw was bonnets, lashes, and dudes with their pants sagging and hanging off their ass with Timberland boots on and shit, just looking crazy. I said, and that's why I will never, ever, 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 ever fly Spirit because of that. Before I left Atlanta, I had a call at the airport where I had to physically remove this nutcase from the plane because someone accidentally brushed up against her as they were trying to locate a seat. Oh my God, Jesus. That is insane. What the fuck? Yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild. You sound like Debo. You had to physically remove a nutcase? Shit. I couldn't do that job. I would have been gone. I would have quit a long time ago. Because one thing about me, I do not do conflict. I don't like it. Especially when it's a crazy person that can't control their emotions or they're belligerent or drunk. Oh, those are the worst. I definitely don't want to be around those type of people. And I thank God out of all the flights I've had, Because you know how you see those crazy stories that go viral of people fighting on the plane? Man, I'm so glad I've never encountered that bullshit. So glad. Because, baby, there were many a times that I seen people catch an attitude, but they didn't fight, but they were close to it. But I've never seen a physical fight on the plane because that's scary. Yeah, I can't imagine just getting involved, breaking up a fight, and trying to get the authorities and stuff involved. That's scary as hell. But I see it all the time on TikTok, and they be tripping on TikTok for real. It is nuts. And most of the time, it's either a Karen, because Karens are ghetto too, very very ghetto. And if it's not a Karen starting some shit, it's Monifa from the block starting some shit. Because Monifa got mad she didn't get an upgrade, or she was so mad because she was sitting in the back by the toilet where nobody wants to sit. So she decided to start some shit with somebody to be an asshole. But yeah, it's nuts out here, man. It's really nuts out here for real. She was a Karen. I locked that ass up. Oh shit. You the fucking 5-0? Let me find out, Thud the 5-0. Damn, Thud. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. The Karens are the worst. I feel like encountering a Karen is worse than encountering a Sharkeisha. I'm gonna tell you why. A Karen will get so emotional and so distraught. They will do anything in their power to say that you harmed them and you ain't did a damn thing to them. And they will blow that shit out of the water, like literally blow it out of proportion and point fingers at you like you did everything. You're the aggressor. You did this. You did that. No, the Karens are the worst. I don't give a damn nobody say they're the worst. Then they start pulling out their phones, recording and shit, acting like they were the victim. No. I'm glad I ain't never encountered no Karens. No. I'm so glad. So glad. I see it all the time. I see it all the time on the internet, but never in person. No. Mm-mm. Nope, nope, nope. Karen is super entitled, innocent, and always playing victim. Thank God we have body cams. Amen. You're right. Because man, speaking of body cams, I'm glad you brought that up. I've seen a lot of body cam footage on YouTube. You know how YouTube has like those body cam videos where they have the cops, dealing with the belligerent people and stuff. I've seen a lot of Karens on there lately, and it's all the same thing. They all literally do the same pattern. They'll be like, so and so is bothering me. I'm afraid for my life, blah, blah, blah. Then they go to so and so's house and then they find out they're not the aggressor. It's actually Karen doing the bullshit. And I hate to say it, but most of the time they MAGA nuts. I hate to say it. Most of the time they're MAGA nuts and they're out there just to be out there, they're just harassing folks for no reason, just trying to get people's attention, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, they're super, super entitled. Yeah, super, super entitled. But yeah, it's really nuts out here, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's nuts out here. You gotta be careful. Gots to be careful. Gotta be careful. It's really, really crazy out here. I still can't believe nobody hopped on and wanted to talk. I tried to have a whole panel. Nobody wanted to talk. Just me and Thud up in here holding it down. It's crazy. But yeah, buddy. The world is just getting crazier and crazier. And I'm gonna tell you right now, from the looks of everything on how everything is shifting, I feel like it's just gonna get only worse. It's a crazy world, very crazy world. I feel like in the next 10, I say give it about 10 or 15 years, we're going to be in bad shape. I'm just going to flat out say it. We're going to be in bad shape. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not only the people in public that's affecting other people, but it's the system, the education that's affecting other people. You know, Um, it's insane. It's super wild. How like certain things are banned. Like you know how they ban like books in schoolhouses, and they said that children can't read certain books. And then the craziest part is, while they're banning certain books, they turn around and they allow drag queen story hour in certain schoolhouses, which is crazy to me. I don't understand that bullshit. And then on top of that, uh, they want to treat everybody equal by allowing, these gender neutral restrooms and shit. That shit I don't agree with at all. That shit is fucking terrible. I'm sorry. I ain't got nothing against the other peoples, but y'all got to stop that bullshit. Y'all got to stop that shit for real. I literally just had the exact conversation with my coworker last week. Yeah, we was talking about a little bit about that too at work earlier. I found out somebody from work said some Navy guy, apparently I think he was a really high ranking official, was in the news for getting his rank held, or getting it withheld because he tried to incorporate something with the drag queens inside of the Navy. He was trying to incorporate some kind of drag queen program or something. I don't know. I have to look up the news and look it up. But yeah, they held on to his rank and said they wouldn't promote him because he tried to influence the drag queen bullshit. And I was just like, I agree. I agree. Because you're not gonna have people out here soft as fuck. And the world is already sensitive. We're in a sensitive ass world with Gen Z, or we got crybabies and shit. We got all these other crazy communities thinking, that we can't talk to people any type of way, or a certain way because we all hurting people's feelings. But I'm with the old school. I don't play that game. I don't play that game at all. I'm like this. If a motherfucker say that the shit ain't right, the shit ain't right. If it don't look right, if it don't quack like a duck, it ain't a duck. It's not right. That's all I'm gonna say with that one, because I'm just like, baby, y'all are doing too much, and it's gotten so bad with the culture vulture bullshit. I found out, I think it was on Instagram or somewhere like Facebook, that certain movies from the '90s era, like Rush Hour, for example, they are censoring that shit. Before the movie even starts, there's a disclaimer on the very beginning of the movie on places like Netflix and like Hulu that says this movie was made in a different time frame for all you sensitive motherfuckers that don't know how to not be sensitive, and it's gonna say some derogatory things, so please get used to it. Like, it shouldn't even have to go that far where you're putting disclaimers on movies from the '90s to warn the Gen Z generation about how unsensitive the movies used to be. Pretty much is what they're basically doing. They're trying to appease to certain cultures and just don't even look at it. Right. I'm just like, why is everybody just so gung ho on this? I don't understand. Like, you know, it doesn't make any sense. I'm just like this. If you don't want to watch it, don't want to watch it. If you want to talk shit, talk shit. Find something else to do. But it seems like, again, we're in a world where everybody feels like they need entitlement, they need attention. And in order to get it, they're going to scream bloody murder because they want to make sure that people care about their needs, about their feelings. And most of the time, it's not even about that. It's not. I'm just like, y'all gonna have to suck it up. Y'all gonna have to suck it up. But yeah, the generation is definitely much softer. It's sad. And I'm so glad. I'm so, so glad I'm not currently serving. Because if I was currently serving in the military, oh, I would lose my mind. God, all the shit. Just imagine all the shit they got to deal with. All the rules and stuff. It's a different time zone. I heard that Um, Now most of them are using pronouns: he, she, her, they, them. I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for it. I'm so glad I got out at the right time. So glad. But yeah, it's different out here. It's different. Very, very different. It's like I said, we're at a point where we are so sensitive. We don't want to touch each other on certain subjects. We don't want to. We gotta walk on eggshells with everybody that don't want to. They feelings hurt. It's sad. It's very sad. I'm just like this. Shame the devil. Tell the truth. Just be flat out honest with that person. Just be brutally honest. It might hurt the motherfucker's feelings, but at the same time, at least you were honest. To see me, I don't hold shit in. I'm gonna let you know straight up. What's up. It's insane. Insanity. Insanity. It really is. But it's after 10 o'clock, and since ain't nobody coming up on here, I'm getting sleepy as hell. I'm about to go and let y'all go. I need to wash up anyway. I need a shower so I can get ready to go to bed because I gotta get up in the morning. 2 weeks ago, a citizen called and complained on me after he was caught speeding 94 in a 60-mile-per-hour zone. My supervisor asked him what was his complaint. Motherfucker said I looked too mean to be a trooper. Oh, hell no. And you a trooper? Damn, thud. What you be doing to folks on the highway? You be harassing folks? Let me find out. But that's fucked up. They said that you look too mean to be a trooper. That's fucked up. That sounds like they was profiling your ass. Probably because you black. Yeah, that sounds like some racial profiling right there. That doesn't make any sense. Why somebody would call on you for looking too mean? That is crazy. And they don't even know you from Adam. That's wild. Wild, yo. That's wild. I'm not surprised. People say anything just to prove a point. It's sad, but it's true. It's really, really sad. People just be doing the most. Yeah, that's wild. That's really wild. That's a damn shame. No sense at all, right? Hell, people say I look mean, and I'm just like, how? How do I look mean? I might have rested bitch face sometimes when you catch me off guard, but I'm not a mean person though. I can get buck if I need to, but I'm not a mean person, no. Because see, people automatically think, oh, because you know I'm antisocial most of the times, I'm a mean person because I don't talk with everybody and everybody. No, that's not the case. It's just I don't want you in my business, and I like to stay to myself, and I don't like to tell the whole world about my shit. Because I'm gonna tell you what they do, and I'm gonna tell you one more thing before I go. Motherfuckers don't know how to stop pocket watching motherfuckers. Okay. And what do I mean by pocket watching? I'm talking about counting your every dollar, counting your every penny that you're spending on yourself or your family members, enjoying life, and they get mad about it. And then they get jealous and they feel some type of way about it. And that's another thing I don't like about ghetto fatigue. Why get mad at me because your broke ass don't want to go to work? Because you got Pookie and Ray Ray and Nene and Tyrone laying up in your house on your couch, sleeping in your bed, eating up your chips and all your food, and you can't even feed a motherfucking baby because you're too busy taking care of grown ass people in your own house. But then you get mad at me, call me bougie and stuck up because of the way I talk or the way I walk or the way I associate myself with the public. You'd be surprised how many times I didn't heard people call me white. Are you mixed? Why you talk like that? You sound like you mixed. Why? Because I talk a certain way, you think I'm mixed? Or because I'm too proper for you, you think I'm mixed? Really, bitch? Really? You want to bring it there? You want to bring it that way? Yeah, you'd be surprised. Exactly. Get so mad and jealous of the next person when they could do the same thing. Facts. But you know what? I feel like those type of people, when they see people thriving and they see people doing good, they are too embarrassed or too ashamed to ask for help and then turn around and get mad. And it's just like, but why? Why be jealous of somebody else's fortune when you can have the same exact thing? All you have to do is work. Work hard for your shit. Do the right thing. You might get somewhere. I'm just saying. You'd be so surprised the bullshit I've heard, the bullshit that was told directly to my face. I actually had one chick ask me one time, "Is your mama white? Why are you so light skinned? Just ignorant as fuck. Why are you so light skinned?" I've heard that shit my whole life growing up in a small town in Texas, middle of fucking nowhere. 5,000 people small, by the way. And people ask me all the time. Yeah, just ignorance, sheer ignorance. Don't know no better. It's really sad. And I just laugh at them. I'm just like, because you think I'm light skinned, you think my mama's white? You think somebody's white? I said, newsflash, dummy. My mama is dark. And my daddy is dark too. Nobody's really light. Hell, my mama's a darker shade than me. I just was born this way. My siblings too. And I just laugh because I'm just like, y'all are so stupid. Stupid, yo. It's sad, but that's the mentality that they deal with. That's what they've been taught. And it's like what Ricky Smiley said when I looked at the clip I seen earlier on YouTube. He said that you can take the man out the projects, but you can't take the projects out the man most of the time. But even Ricky Smiley said he was born and raised in the projects in the ghetto. And look at him now. He's a success. He don't even go back to the ghetto. I mean, he came a long way. But yeah, I'm about to get some rest. Don't worry. I just figured I'd share my little 2 cents on that before I go. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. I wish I would have came up. I really wanted to have an open panel discussion. So I wanted to really hear what y'all had going on. It was just me and Thud holding it down, but it's all good. We'll try this again next time. I'll probably um, make sure I do more notifications because I think a lot of the times some of y'all don't get my YouTube notifications, and that's okay. That's normal. I'll probably most likely put some post reminders in there the next time I go live or attempt to do a panel. I will definitely let you know. I will definitely get the message out because I did a YouTube Shorts clip and that didn't do nothing. So I don't know. But anyway, y'all have a good night. I'm getting off of here. It's after 10 o'clock. I need to get up. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm spent. I hope you guys enjoy this lovely panel. Feel free to watch, share, like, click, subscribe, replay as many times as you like. And let me know your thoughts below in the comments, okay? All right. Bye.